Okay, on the night of the Washougal School Board meeting, you as parents are here tonight with all of your supporters to talk about what happened 2 weeks ago and to make a statement. Now, what I understand is we've got, what's your name again?
Patricia, Bellamy.
Okay, and?
Melissa McIlwain.
And you guys went to a Washougal School Board meeting 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
To speak up. And as I understand it, you guys followed all the rules. You registered, you did the contract tracing, the temperature check, you registered in advance, and you were going to speak about what?
Yes. I was going to speak about the equity, diversity, inclusion policy that Washougal School District is trying to approve.
Okay.
Which is AKA critical race theory and the mask mandates on our children in school.
Okay, and
I also was going there to speak out on the equity and diversity curriculum they're trying to pass, as well as the mask mandates and where we're going.
And you were with the third person that did not want to wear a mask. But you guys were masked up based on the rules of the room.
Yes.
There was a person. She was already there
Okay.
before we had arrived.
And you guys felt like you were mistreated. So walk us through briefly what happened.
So as soon as we had arrived at the building, we already had our masks on. They came out, they checked our temperature. The door was locked, so they had to unlock it. They asked us to sign in. We did so, and then we took our seat in the building.
Okay, and then where did things go wrong?
We both spoke up in agreement that we had no problem with the community member not wearing her mask.
She was.
And to the board, that was deemed a disruption, and one of the board members got up, went and got the president of the board because he was off in another room. He came out, literally voted to adjourn the meeting. They all voted aye, started packing up, and me and Mel were just sitting there, just like,
What happened?
what's going on?
And keep in mind, she was literally at the back of the room next to an open door.
The person who did not want to wear a mask.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody
In the back
else
of the
was
room, near
masked.
an open door and an open window.
Yeah, she was not there to speak. She was just there to witness the meeting, and she wasn't doing anything really.
Okay, and so they adjourned the meeting, and so you weren't afforded the opportunity to speak up or to
No,
say what you
they
wanted
were
to say.
not. As a matter of fact, at a certain point when he says the boardroom needs to be cleared, I say, well, wait a minute, so we can't talk to you about the equity and diversity policy you guys are trying to pass?
Are going to pass tonight.
He cuts me off and says the boardroom needs to be cleared, and so we left.
So the meeting never really started.
No, absolutely not.
Never
So they
started.
adjourned. They adjourned a
ended
meeting that didn't start, or they just stopped. They didn't have a meeting period.
Didn't?
They
Okay, and
ended-
then when you left, you found out that they had restarted the meeting.
Yes.
And then what happened then?
Well, so we returned. And they
Yeah.
had let some of their fellow educators who were sitting in the public piece of the meeting back in. So we knocked on the door. The door was locked, like, can we come in? Like, this is a public meeting.
At the time, we did not know that they were. When the woman speaks up, she says we have to wear the mask. We knew that, but we didn't realize they were public educators until later. But they were still allowed back in the room.
And so you wanted to get back in.
Yeah.
They
The
told
door
us the
was
meeting
locked.
was canceled.
And then they literally closed a window in our face.
And then you just wanted to get back in.
Yeah.
And so they said what?
They didn't say anything. They
Okay.
sat there and.
So they had a meeting. They had a meeting without you in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I understand the third person also vandalized some cars. Is that correct?
They did not vandalize. I want to make that very clear.
Well, they chalked
did not
cars,
like
correct?
An erasable chalk marker on the building windows and a few
On some cars
in the parking lot.
Now that's probably going too
Windows
far.
only.
That's going too far, though, right?
Well, we can understand.
I mean, if somebody marked up my car, I'd be mad.
With erasable
Yes.
chalk?
I'd be mad.
Yeah.
You don't touch
But we
my
were
property.
also
Possibly,
upset
yeah.
for being kept out of a public meeting and
Yeah.
mocked.
Exactly.
And mocked and laughed at for over a half an hour. Like, we were all frustrated.
What do you mean
So
laughed
I
and
could-
mocked at? What happened?
They took videos of
Who
us.
took videos of you?
The
school board member.
board.
From the inside?
And the superintendent and the vice superintendent. They
Now I
were all
understand that
videoing
Aaron
us.
Hansen was part of that.
Aaron Hansen
We can't
was a
say
part of
for
the meeting.
100%.
I never saw him take videos of us.
But he came out
for
though,
sure,
didn't he? I heard.
Corey
Oh, they
Chase-
all came
Yeah.
out.
And Mary Templeton as well?
Right,
Yep.
but we were so intimidating and harassing, but they all came outside with us because they
Okay.
canceled their second meeting.
Okay, and then you guys were cited for what?
Trespassing.
Disorderly conduct.
But you didn't chalk anything.
No.
We didn't even touch any
We didn't touch
part
it.
of the building other than the door handle to try to get to go into
So
the meeting.
so what am I missing here? It doesn't seem like you did anything wrong.
You're not missing anything. That's exactly what
yeah.
we
Because
did
the statement
nothing wrong.
from the school board tends to corroborate some of this as well. Like you were not, according to Mary Templeton, you were not asked to leave the meeting.
That's correct.
Okay.
We were never
And
once
she-
asked to leave the meeting
And she
or
said
the
that
property.
the post-record article was erroneous and that, and you were not arrested.
Nobody was arrested.
Nobody was arrested.
But police came and told you what?
They told us that the school board, first of all, they told us that we were right and that they legally could not ban us from a public meeting.
Okay.
And then they told us that the board was forcing them to cite us for trespassing for disorderly and that we could not return to any of the school district property for the next year.
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was our reaction. Like, wait,
that is
what?
literally, we have official paperwork that states such, yes.
So had that third person not been there, do you think that meeting would have gone forward?
No,
the meeting would have gone forward.
I don't know if it would have. I feel they were looking for a reason. Like they knew we were there
That's a what-
against their
right,
will,
right.
against their policy.
Okay, it's a what if though. We
Yes.
don't. That's hypothetical. We don't really know
yeah,
what
we
would
don't
happen.
really
really know. We
Okay.
Right.
definitely didn't feel very welcome. There was
No.
hey, who are you guys? Like, welcome to the board. Like,
Now, have you been to other board meetings?
No.
Okay, so you don't have a pattern or a trend to see.
there's no rapport with
Okay.
anybody. So we were new. You would think that
Brand
they'd want to
new.
be like, hey, new parents of the community, like, welcome to the board meeting.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear from you or whatever.
And
There
that
was
was-
nothing.
That was not the vibe in the room at all.
Okay, so now you guys are here today at this massive event. I would say there's about 200 people here,
Oh my gosh.
and you've got this big flag hanging up, right?
Yes.
And what's happening today?
We're just here to show the school board that you're not gonna make us be quiet. We're still gonna speak on behalf of our kids, and what they did was wrong.
Are you
Absolutely.
seriously not allowed to go to another school board meeting for a year?
That's correct.
We're not allowed to go
We're not
in
allowed-
this building.
Well, no,
They
hold on.
just
First,
amended it.
hold on. First, they said that we were trespassed from Washougal School District property. That meant all properties lying within the Washougal School District. So, yesterday morning, I got a call from the producer for the Lars Larson show, and I went on Lars Larson yesterday at 12:30. 13 minutes before I went live with Lars Larson, Aaron Hansen amended our trespassing admonishments to the district building only for the Washougal School District. So this building right there.
Which, if we were such reckless, disorderly people, and wouldn't you want to keep us from school property?
Everything else, right?
Like, I don't understand.
Or
Like,
if we were so intimidating and harassing, would you really be willing to come outside after your second canceled meeting to try to talk to us and get Mel to have a
yeah.
personal meeting with you if we were so intimidating? I find that questionable.
Now, going forward, what do you plan to do? Because the school board meeting tonight has not gone on inside that building. It's a Zoom meeting. Do you think you caused that? Or this whole thing right here?
Absolutely. They don't want.
Oh, I think this is their excuse, right? Because 2 days after the board meeting, they came out on their district website that due to COVID, all board meetings are moved to Zoom only until further notice. But that's funny because the states lifted all the mask mandates. We have vaccines, so due to COVID, what?
Do you think this was driven by Mary Templeton, Aaron Hansen, the school board in general, or is it
All of the above.
all of the
Yeah.
above? Okay.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
they don't want any opposition. They don't want any
Absolutely.
other opinions. over the last week, we've heard from multiple other parents in the
In this
community
community.
who have tried to voice their concerns and been
For the past
completely
18 months.
shut down,
Okay.
or intimidated,
Yes.
or
Harassed.
Just-
People have had to literally pull their children out of school.
Okay.
So this isn't just us.
Okay.
This is our community.
What are your next steps?
Oh, good question. Well,
there will be
we
a
are
legal
definitely
action.
rallying behind people to come take these seats. There's going to be legal action from us against the school district.
Yeah. We're trying to, we have some candidates who are going to run for positions of the board that are open, as well as I'm hoping that this will cause maybe a ripple effect of the people who obviously are inept in their duties to maybe step aside for people who are ready to actually perform them.
Okay. And what's your backgrounds? I understand one of you is a military veteran.
That's
Just a
me.
simple
Okay.
badass right here, like killing it.
I'm a United States Navy retired veteran, and I'm an electrical engineer. That
Thank
was
you.
my background.
Thank you
and
for your
I
service.
am a single mother.
Okay. And thanks for your time today, you guys.
Thank you.
right.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.